On this episode, we discover paradise. Shawn lets us know what's coming. Jerod plays a great new bracket game with us. And we discover that Tasha's still on this podcast. All on... What's my lane again?
It's an animated show.
Cartoons.
I don't watch cartoons.
I'll be more prepared next time.
Yeah, it's called the Baby Chicken 2000. Or it cuts out Baby Chicken.
I go by the PG-13 rules. I get 2 f***s and a...
Are these historically accurate?
I think we should call this segment What Not to Watch.
Completely unqualified pop culture opinion. Makes my editing impossible.
What do you mean?
Because she cusses every 5 seconds when she's talking. I have to edit out man. I'm like, God damn it, Tasha.
Well, you've left other ones in, but not that might not like it's like one or two.
I go by the PG-13 rules. I get 2 f***s and a
more than that. It's like
okay, so make sure my shirt counts.
Do it, yeah. Make sure
it counts.
Tasha makes us NC-17. All right. Hello and welcome to the next episode of What's My Lane Anyways? Again. Damn it. Hello and welcome to the next episode of What's My Lane Again? I'm Chris.
I'm Tasha.
Jerod.
I'm Shawn.
And we're just a bunch of nerds who are just getting together and have a nice conversation. Okay.
I saw that Ninja Turtle thing that you sent a picture.
Was it cool?
That was freaking awesome. I was like, I wanted that.
Showed Hannah that. I was like, I think I'm going to get this. She's like, what are you going to do with it? I was like, it's just going to sit there.
It's going to go in our kitchen.
It's going to go in our kitchen.
So you put like right in your entryway, so people come in, they're like,
yeah.
What?
Right there, right in the foyer.
No, which is funny. Being in a group chat with these 3 people, it's like being in a high school group chat. They talk 24/7 just about random stuff. They're like sending photos.
Well, I think it's more Jerod and I. And then Jared's like, Shawn? Is even Shawn there? Why is Shawn not answering?
No, because
Shawn.
they send photos.
Shawn, watch the thing, Shawn.
Yes.
I was just,
Yes, Jerod.
Well, I also did that because
everyone to
we went on
respond.
this rant, and I wanted to put it like that in there so he knew like I should probably go back and like read stuff because I don't know if you're gonna go and read everything.
I read it.
And
I was like, get off work. I'm like, oh, someone's been talking today.
Yeah, I get out of school and I have like 20 messages from this group chat. I'm like, why?
It's either we go like some days we'll be like chat all day long, and then we'll go a few days and not say anything. It's
yeah,
just,
they like send stuff. Oh, look who's coming! Look at these new trailers.
Oh yeah, you're
look at this! What you need to buy?
All the trailers in the
who's coming to con?
Yeah.
Daredevil.
And we also, it's
Daredevil
funny. We have a
Vincent.
Discord that they barely use.
I use the Discord. I just didn't realize.
The Discord is a public one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
By the way, we do have a Discord. If anybody listening would like to join it and listen to us talk about what we've been watching.
Right.
Let us know
with what you've been watching, and we might actually take your advice and watch it and
show recommendations page.
Or sometimes catch Chris making comments because he doesn't know it's public.
Yeah, I didn't know it was public.
True.
So anyways, for our 9 or 10 listeners, can go on there.
But actually, on the Discord, we recently all just watched Paradise. Oh my God, it was such a good show. I wasn't gonna cuss there, don't worry. It was such a good show.
It was.
I was a little mad when
I've actually been recommending it to everyone I talk to.
Yeah, me too.
I loved it.
So
good.
I'm so mad though.
It's going to be almost impossible to talk to this without spoiling.
Yeah.
So spoilers. If you have not watched
Yeah.
Paradise, watch it first before listening to us talk about it, because we are most likely going to spoil things.
It is on Hulu, and the first season. It's only 8 episodes. It's all on Hulu.
And if you're anything like us, it's so good you'll binge watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
My
so
dad
good.
watched it without me, like 2 episodes without me, and I went, "Hey, how about we pick up where we left off on Paradise?" She went, "Oh, I've been watching it without you." I'm like, "You're joking."
Did you go back and watch it?
Knows that. Yeah, I watched them again with her.
Well, they tell me to wait for them.
Do you? No.
Yeah.
You sit in your room and watch them.
I wait like 2 months or to a year until I start watching it.
2 months.
2 months to a year. That's a big gap there.
Because finally they didn't finish Agatha long and I went, screw this, watched it by myself.
I can wait a week or a year.
Whatever comes first.
Like the Marvels, watch without them. Like Madam Web, watched without them. And my sister sometimes gets mad at me and well, no one sat down and watched this. I'm watching it without you. Thank you.
He probably regretted waiting for Madam Web, though.
They liked it.
What? Ooh,
Margot
all
and
right.
Tasha liked it.
I don't know. It was just
Just like bad movies, apparently.
Yeah. So in Paradise, the very first episode right off the bat, where it like that scene where it pans out and you find out that he's in the underground bunker, that was awesome.
Right, because you don't know what it is.
Episode,
yeah.
You think it's
That's
just
the way
a
it
normal
was
thing going on.
I
originally
definitely watched the first episode.
described to me. It was like it's about a guy that's in the Secret Service. He's protecting the president.
Yeah.
But you think it's about that, but it's really about something completely different, and you don't know. They just you have the tablet at the go ahead.
It goes, if you find the secret out, you can never unknow it. And so I was thinking like it was like aliens or something that you're gonna find out that we're not alone. Or,
That's
like
what I thought too.
Conspiracy thing,
but just the fact that you find out the world is gone and they're living in this bunker, which looks like it's basically the Truman Show meets Fallout.
Right.
Kind of, but everybody knows that they're in
a bunker.
They're inside of a mountain in Colorado.
But it's like designed so that they don't think about it. Like they know, but on a daily basis, like getting to live their lives.
Right. I like how they when you first get any glimpse of it, it said dawn will be postponed by 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's going on? Yeah. And then it pans out, and then it shows like the big spotlight is the sun, and all the rafters at the top are the. It was. I was like, what?
Yeah, and then even the comment before kind of like makes sense because they're like, it's a little chilly this morning. It'll warm up. Always does.
Oh yeah.
See that? That whole beginning where he goes for the run, that really makes sense when you see this by the second episode. You're like, oh, because they keep the temperature at a certain amount, so it's the same temperature all year round.
All the time.
No snow, no rain.
I also love the song they have for that new version of the 80s song.
Oh yeah.
Paradise.
There's a lot of good.
That's
the
really
Phil Collins Paradise.
But they make it like kind of like eerie.
But there's a couple of songs in it that you like from the 80s, but they like updated. That was real. I was like, I want to read this. I want to get to the soundtrack.
Yeah, it was really good.
I really did like it. I definitely watched the first episode. I slept through the first episode.
She did.
Did you rewatch it?
No.
But she watched the whole
Well,
thing.
I thought about going back and rewatching the first episode.
Just now that you know everything.
Now that I know everything, to see if they put any other hints in there.
That's the great thing about the show. Technically what happens to the world and where they're living is part of the storyline, but isn't the storyline. It's a mystery. We got to figure out who killed the president.
Right.
Yeah, it's more like a murder mystery.
And
we found out who did it, you're like,
when you find out,
and then you see all the clues.
Right.
Finally,
because it was the last episode. I was like, why are they showing these guys?
the backstory
Yes,
of that being
the backstory.
about it being built.
Even when I saw that backstory and they pointed out who the bad guy was, I still had to go, who is that?
And then it flashes back to like because you see earlier in the season with the guy like attempted to shoot him with the camera crew, and he had the mic, and he like tried to shoot him, and then you're like, wait, that's the same guy.
So like I was at the start. I'm like, what is the point of showing the building? I'm like, are we like gonna find out that like they're still here or something? And then we find out that that was killing them, and that this person got fired, and you're like, oh shit. And you're like,
because
I was watching the last episode going,
didn't really know how to feel about Sinatra because
Sinatra.
She had, in the grand scheme of things, the well-being of everyone. It's just the way she handled it was not that great.
No, you saw her tragedy and everything, her backstory, but you really got to see her like turn into the monster. And she even says at the end, she's like, maybe I am a monster. So she ended up like embracing it there at the end, and like this is what we have to do to.
And I like the president, because the president started out like you thought he was just like a complete jerk. Like he was like moron. Like you thought he was like an ass. Like everyone hated him, and like because like the second or third episode is where he like gives him his like, "I'll be happy when you're dead." Yeah. And he's like telling the president like, how big of a jerk is this guy? And then as the show goes on, by the end you're like, actually, he's not that bad of a guy. He tried to do his best to with a really bad situation.
He just wants to have dinner with his son, and and have a relationship with his son, and and then that part was it was sad. That, after he died, his son realized that like he was just trying to have a relationship with him, and he left all that tape for him.
The mixtapes.
So, the mixtapes.
Yeah.
It all went. None of that would have happened. The president would have died if he just didn't go to the library.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
This show really showed how they could make everyone a little victim, because they show at first the security guard said wish you were dead and end up dead, and then you see
I'm a security guard. He's Secret Service agent.
close enough.
No, Paul Blart is a security guard.
There's a big difference.
Then you find out Sinatra has assassins on the thing, and you're like, she
Billy.
may have hired an
When Billy,
assassin.
I couldn't believe when he.
No, my dad went,
I was not.
He's dead, because he goes, I'll tell you tomorrow.
Yeah. I wasn't when
Right
when
when
that
he
happened
said
with
we need to discuss this tomorrow, I'm like, oh, god
He's
damn it.
dead.
I did not expect Jane to
I did.
turn
No,
like
I know
that.
what
I was
The
like,
minute he walked in and she was sitting there, I'm like, oh, she's gonna kill him.
She's the biggest
She's
MFer
the
that
biggest
you can find.
Yes. I'm like, no. She's a
Now, Jane,
psychopath.
speaking of Jane, she is a psychopath.
The
Yeah.
fact that she
Kill it to me.
basically almost killed Sinatra for the week.
No, she knew she wasn't going to kill Sinatra because Sinatra was no good to her dead.
Right.
Yes.
no, but that's what
And
she,
then the fact she walks up and
daughter.
whispers to her, you should have just given me the weed.
I know.
Yeah. Like, wow, she's straight up crazy. Like,
Yeah, you're like, no, she's straight up crazy. Like,
yeah.
but they show that, and then they show his daughter with the tablet, and you're like, wait, what? And you're like, wait, did she?
Yeah, because I was in there going, did the daughter kill her?
Yeah.
Wait,
I
did
was
the
like,
daughter do
how
it?
did she
Like,
get
oh my
it?
god.
No, I didn't think the
But
daughter did it, but I thought it was like, was she a witness? And does she know something that she's hiding?
That's what I was thinking.
And that's what I loved about this show is they send you so many like wrong directions.
Yes.
Like the jacket when he's like, oh, I've seen that symbol before the night of the murder.
Right.
And so I was like, oh my god, did the president's dad?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I was like, but he's like
senile. I mean,
he's senile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got
too senile to do
dementia.
it.
They started that last season, and they started the last episode, and they started the with the construction crew and the uniforms, and went, that's the uniform. It's one of them, and then it is one of them. You find that out, and I'm like, but I'm trying to figure out which one. I thought at first it was the outcast. I'm like, maybe he's being treated so badly that it's him, and then you find out no, he wasn't being treated badly. He just needed to be welcomed in, and I'm like, then who could have? And then he got fired.
Yeah.
The
foreman.
The
Yeah.
foreman got fired
Because he was
Like,
looking out for the people.
Yeah, his lover. I mean, it was really weird.
Well, they were. I mean, I got that impression that they were lovers, right?
Yeah.
Not just.
I got that too.
At least,
I love you,
or at
man.
least like
Yeah.
affectionate towards each other. Maybe not got to that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
I mean, they didn't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
go into it too much, but
But
they
he's
seemed
like,
to
he
have.
says, I love you. I love you. I don't want you to get hurt.
Oh, when he was in
Yeah, when he
jail.
was fired,
Yeah.
I kept calling him. And he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you gotta stop
When
calling
he
me.
was when he was in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it was concerned for him, but I think it was also concerned for like all of his
All
people.
of them, because they
he
were
was just
found out.
Yeah.
And but he was the only one that knew that, so he was like, "Well, we'll just
And
fire
all of
you
them,
and keep
all of
going."
them apparently died.
When you flash back to the president in the library, I see it. I went, oh my God, it's him. And my dad went, no, it isn't. It went, that's the foreman.
Yeah. As
And
soon
he's-
as I sorry.
And he's like, no. And I'm like, it's the foreman. And I went, that explains why he gets everybody that goes to the library to see how this place was made, because his friends did it.
But yeah, as
And
soon
you, like,
as, soon as
see
he
that.
knocked out Xavier with the fire extinguisher, I was like, that's the guy. That's the foreman.
Yes.
And then I didn't. But then until they showed back to the backflash where he pulled the gun out, I didn't realize that it was all the same person.
Yes.
Well, and then like
Till
the
then,
minute he
yeah.
got in, where he just like walked out of jail, happened to come across. Well, not happened. He like knew where they were
He
coming
was coming
in.
front. He knew where he was going.
Going,
He
so
built
it's
the
like
place.
one of these cars is going to where I need to be.
Yeah.
Is going to where the compound
And
is.
was a
well, because you
security
noticed
guard outfit.
he was looking through each window to see if there was someone he can match that he can meet.
Yeah.
That he could blend in for. And when he saw the librarian, which the poor librarian's wife, I mean, she was like, actually both of them were just like innocent bystanders that he just shoots in the head.
Right.
This dude was a psycho. I swear to God.
Now I did have to say the one girl in the car, like, did he choose her? Because we knew he was gay, so it wasn't like he wanted to be with her. Like, why did he choose the girl
Because she
in the
was
car?
just there.
Right
she
place,
was
right time.
right, but he needed a car. She had a car parked in there, and
She was
yeah.
Well, yeah, he had to have a wife because in the
right, 'cause
on the manifest was
She looked
him
nothing
and,
like that
his wife. Right.
But I think he just
misdirect. Like, again, that's really big because, like, when they were looking at the IDs, he looked at the issue or made an issue, and they were like, "Oh, just go."
Yeah.
That was a big.
But yeah, it just looked like she was like down on her luck, and like, and he kind of felt sorry for her, and he's like, "You're in the right place at the right time." Or something like that. So
well, and the other thing, they say someone in here is like faking.
Not who they say they are.
And you're like not saying who they are, and then you find out it's the diner worker, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, that threw me off. I'm like, what is she not doing there?
And then you find out it's the girl he brought in, and then you're like, but they think that she killed the president,
or at least involved with it, because she goes,
because he made me do it.
Yeah, she
made me do it. Yeah.
And then they're like, what? Yeah, no, that whole thing. Like, what's great is there's so many shows where it's like the twist is just like you couldn't have guessed it because none of this stuff is there. Like, and then like when they show, it's like, oh no, everything was there throughout the whole season. Yep. They did such a good job of hiding it. Yeah, misdirect.
Billy was the biggest misdirect. I mean, when they show us his backstory, and you're like, oh, racist. Oh, he's the killer. I mean, the guy's got to be. Look at his backstory, and you find out he changed when he got there.
Right.
But the other thing is he shows his backstory, and then they show him in the car outside of his house, and you're like, oh, because they said you're the
right, because he's got the gun sitting on the seat. You're like,
and then they were talking about someone that you're probably going to be the next target to the main character, and you're like, oh, and then you see his daughter in the window, and then you see Billy in the car with the gun in his seat, and you're like,
yeah, they did a really good job with Billy. It's like you go from like one episode or even might even the same episode, like he's the killer, and you're like, oh no, don't kill him.
Yeah,
like all in the like a very short time. Like you go from like hating him to loving him in like in one episode,
1 to 2 episodes.
Yeah. So they did a really good job of that.
Really good job.
And then you find out that he's actually just a good person.
Yeah,
you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, he had a bad history. He had a bad hand dealt to him.
I do want to say this poor city. I mean, went how many years without a death? And then within the span of like a month, like 3 people died.
Wasn't it like 3-4 years?
Yeah.
And then for some reason,
that's what threw me off too. I found out how long they've been there already.
In the span of like a month. No, but my dad did have a good question. Why don't they have animals?
Yeah, why don't they have animals?
They took so long
because they don't have enough
building
resources. They only have enough resources for all the humans, for the 20,000 humans they brought.
Animals be a resource that you could keep alive? Like, animals live off grain. I'm sure they're growing food.
They have limited space, though. They only build a city for people. But then you got to feed all the animals. Then if you have livestock, then you have all the methane gases and stuff. But they do have cars, I guess.
Yeah.
So they could filter that out.
They have cars?
But I just think it's limited resources.
I guess, but I think they could have done something like, to your point, they could have done like smaller animals like goats and chickens and like I totally get not having like a cow. Right. Like that's a lot of resources.
Had, like,
but
a little chicken coop.
Yeah. Like they could have totally had some
their park.
But again, it just leads me to the whole why didn't you save animals? I mean, you saved yourselves. Animals are a big part of the world that you should at least saved some animals.
Too is they probably could have had more room for resources. It wasn't so important to them to make it to this like big city, like with all roads.
It wasn't so important to make it look like natural world that you'd say your life wasn't being interrupted.
You could have made it like a lot more compact and a lot more like organized, a lot better. You could have a lot more space for things. Like they wasted so much time on like yards and streets and like
and they made sure that they had a
diner that sells cheese fries,
and they made sure they had a bar with a whole warehouse full of booze. He's like, we got a whole warehouse of the good stuff down there,
and a giant arena.
A giant arena,
and it was like. You could have, but
I get you want to kind of like make it so you forget what happened to the world outside, but come on now, you're eventually going to have to repopulate the world, and with your 35,000 people, I doubt all of them are procreating and having babies. That eventually that world's going to die out.
What was that? I was less than that. Was it like 250 people? Like
25,000.
25,000. And like also that was something too.
Which is like
more people than that. Like,
which is not
a very small amount of people.
Which is not a lot of people. That's like your neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's like it's
So why do they need cars? That's the other thing.
Yeah.
You see this dome, it's not that big. You can walk everywhere.
Well, that's at
They
first
had
I was
cars.
like, when Xavier was running everywhere, I was like, oh, they don't have cars. But then I remember, they do have because I saw like you see the Mustang there, but it's just at the first episode, but it's just parked. And then I wasn't sure if like they had cars down there, but then she explained that was part of the city to have cell phones, to have cars, to make it as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
But I mean, life. They know what happened on the outside. They should be planning. I mean, I understand saving them and making it a utopia for them, but that ain't going to help you for the future.
I feel like it was almost like catered to like the rich people. Like
that's what it is. That was
the second to the last episode, one of the saddest episodes, when they actually show what happens.
Right.
Yeah,
and you find out that it's a natural disaster and a nuclear war.
Right, because I was wondering, it was like, if it's a tsunami, how's the nuclear weapons come into play? And then
ironically, you find out they didn't come into play.
Well, some did, but
some did. But
then you find
he
out
shut it down and is basically
white EMP
shut down. Yeah,
but like
all
Sinatra
electronics.
was like so mad, like don't do it. He did what was good for the country. He didn't do the red. He did the blue.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna do.
EMP'd everything.
Yeah.
He just EMP'd everything instead of what was the other option?
Nuclear
war.
Yeah, nukes the whole world.
Launching all of their nuclear weapons. He's gonna end it. And then she's like, but don't end out the technology.
Well, she was being greedy.
Yes.
Well, she's being greedy, but I think she's also like, she made that point, like, it's humane. They're going to die anyway. Might as well die in the nukes.
I hated that, though. Why are they going to die anyways? You just assume everyone's going to go like, oh, no, let's just lay down and die? I mean, life finds a way. I mean, people will struggle and rebuild, and as long as as the world like receives the water.
Malcolm.
What?
Thanks, Dr. Malcolm.
Yeah.
and we do find out that there are survivors, and his wife is one of them because they have, which we think. I mean, she could have.
Right.
Because we also
with the technology, like she could have doctored, with AI. I'm sure they have some type of AI. They could found her voice somewhere, but it seems like his wife is alive.
Yeah, but the saddest thing though is when they're evacuating the White House and you see that they have to shoot people because they can't get on this plane.
Oh, that whole
the hardest part was the secretary. I have been with you for 20 years.
The blonde, she thought,
or like the Secret Service guys, like helping the whole time. He's like, are you good? No, you're staying here.
Yeah.
No, well, I can get. There's a seat. No, you're staying here.
Your job description's to stay here, and you're new. But I can say there's a seat for me.
And then he points the gun. I'm getting on that plane.
And
she's
then
like,
the gun.
bam, shoots him.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Well, but I do give him credit because they, how many like disaster movies have we watched, and it always. Like that's what happened. Like people would go nuts.
This really does show the reality of what would happen with Utopia, and you're like, oh my god.
Well, it wasn't like a nuclear war; it was a domino effect.
Yes.
It was basically the world goes to shit because of our environment, and then because it's going to shit, all the other countries are like, well, we need to grab land that's still valuable, and then they start attacking and launching nukes, and then that's it.
This is that episode where you learn the president's not a bad.
We don't
person.
actually ever see the nuke hit Atlanta. We just they basically say
on the screen. No, you see the screen, the little
but
screen.
We don't know. I mean, he could have like disabled it
before
at the last second, and it like hit the ground, but then didn't ignite.
Yeah.
So, but that's that episode. You really find out that the president was a good person, that he said
give them a
didn't
chance.
do the pre-recording one and just went, we're doing it live. I don't care. I need to just say what's true.
With that, the whole not doing the pre-recorded one, I think he kind of elevated the whole like chaos going on in the world.
And I think he knew that was going to happen, but he's like, I don't care. I'm going to tell him the truth.
He's like, I need to tell him.
Because before then he was saying, oh, we'll be fine. It's
because of the janitor.
No, the janitor.
Oh, yeah, because the janitor.
It was so sad. The janitor.
He's like, yeah, I've heard it before. Heard all this before. I'll just see them tomorrow.
I've been through it all, 9/11.
Well, and the other thing, too, though, is like, what happened to the president's, like, for lack of better words, his balls? He, like, later, like, a couple years later, he's all like, Sinatra runs everything. But, like, in the plane, he's like, no, I'm doing the blue card.
Yeah, and shoot her if she moves.
Yeah, like, where did his guts go? Like, he obviously was in charge, and then
in a bottle.
Yeah, I think he just got comfortable, or he got
25,000 people
that's
in
not
a
the right
world
word.
where nothing was going on.
Yeah,
so
he just got complacent.
He got complacent.
Yeah,
and drank.
Yep.
Yeah. Because she's totally in charge. He even fears her.
Yeah.
Like, he definitely everyone just fears her as the one in charge.
You see it when they have a meeting. It's basically all of the benefactors and her
at the head of the table.
Everything. Yeah, at the head of the table.
Even though he's the president, he's not the head of the table.
And if they've been there for so long, why is he still president? Did they get rid of the whole 4 years? We'll have a vote for another president.
Yeah, it seems like they did.
It seems like it just.
No, because he was in his first year of his second term when the disaster happened. A little bit underground, so he's probably close to re-election. We don't know if they're going to do a re-election.
But I thought they were there for already 5 years.
No, he's only there for 3.
Oh, 3. Okay,
so he's somewhere probably in his 4th year of his second term. So and then. But they didn't talk about that. So, maybe they're just going to keep the president, but now it's the vice president who's the
poor guy.
Huge tool.
He just doesn't want to. I mean, even when you see him when the world's going to shit, and he's trips, and he's top secret, don't look. Yeah. God. It was a good show. I highly recommend this show for anyone.
It's like a reality. It's like, oh my God, what's one of my Fallout? It's like if Fallout.
Like I said, Truman Show meets Fallout.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, I think they did a really good job of answering a lot of the questions, and we're not left with a whole bunch of stuff at the end. Yeah. And he gets in the plane and he's going to fly out into the world again, and it's already been renewed for a second season. Yeah. But I think if it just ended like that, I would be happy with that. Be like, he's going to go out.
Season, we're probably going to be seeing more of the world.
And by the way, they also just announced yesterday that comes out March next year.
March of next year.
Okay, nice.
Second season's coming out quick.
Good. Yeah, I hate it when they wait 2-3 years. 3 years. Seasons. Yeah. It's like, what happened? I got to go back.
Yeah, because
but
back in my day, season ended and it started up.
They must have started filming right after they filmed season 1, very close to it.
Yeah, it was such a good show.
It's really good.
We were watching it though, and you're like, they actually did the murder mystery.
Yeah, and I hope
it is really hard to. You can't tell anybody about it without
right. And
just watch the show. It's about this, but it's not really about this. It's you can't really say anything without spoiling stuff.
It's really even hard to tell them what's going on. I mean, because the whole surprise at the first episode was when he looks up and you find out they're in a dome.
Right.
And then you're like, how do you tell people to watch this without ruining that?
Right.
Oh my God, though. It's worth it.
It is worth it. And I hope I'm worried that the second season, because we're now going to be venturing out, we don't really, what's going to be our new mystery? I mean, I know it's going to be him searching for his wife, but that was the whole great thing about the first season. Was we're trying to find out who killed the president.
They still don't know about the psycho girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't know about her still, so she's still an assassin.
Right. And they're going to send people out to try and kill Xavier. Probably.
And then, of course, he left his children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just left his children.
With his boss, who he didn't really trust for half the season. But all of a sudden, she trusts him enough to keep his kids safe.
Yeah.
And how creepy was it when you found out she has cameras everywhere? When you had sex in the shower. I'm like, ew. Right. She has cameras in the bathrooms and that? Oh, come on now. That's gross.
Well, so did the president. They had cameras everywhere too. Yeah. So, I mean, everything's going down in there. It's on tape.
Everything going down.
So... Yeah, great show though. Yeah,
great show. But I do love the one of the last lines. Where's the guy that was killing everybody on your roof?
Yeah.
Oh no,
who's the killer?
He's on the roof.
Oh, when he fell through.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was what's he falling into? And they're like, oh.
No, because he didn't
through the sky.
He's like, what is he gonna fall on? And I went, that's the dome.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was some scaffolding. He was gonna fall on the ground.
But I will say, it seems like if that's supposed to be their protection or their sky, he fell through there pretty easily. I mean, I know he jumped, but you would think just the weight of one person wouldn't break it.
The ceiling, the scaffolding, but then the mountain is still above them.
I know that part.
I think that's just glass to use as like reflecting.
I don't think that's what's protecting him. I think it's the mountain.
The mountain. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, but no.
But yes, I still thought it was odd that he fell through.
It would have been really funny if he would just like fell.
You would think those would be a little thicker.
Yeah, right.
Not to like a human being can land on it and fall right through.
Right. Maybe that's why. Well,
I mean, I get
why they can't have
a protection.
They could definitely not have any birds
protecting them from whatever's outside.
Right.
But you would still think that it wouldn't like let a human fall on it. Because, like, what if someone's up there doing, like, maintenance and, like, slips, and then they fall through to the earth? I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, no. But, yeah, no, that show.
Yep.
But I'm glad to know it's just going to be a year till it comes back.
Yeah.
Again, back in my day, 3 months. We waited 3 months on a new
They just wait the summer, and then it comes back in the fall.
Yeah,
Watch the reruns in the summer, and then the new show came back.
Yeah.
Cable shows still do that. It's just shows that aren't on cable.
What cable show does that? I don't know one show where, like, 3 months later they have
Well, they
a new
don't
season.
really. Yeah, I mean, they used to have seasons that were like 24 episodes long. Now
That's
it's like
true.
10,
Yeah,
12
10.
maybe.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, what are they doing? What are they doing?
The better question is, you watch regular television?
I used to.
I was gonna say I watched regular television in years.
It's called Hotel Room.
Right.
Hotel cable always sucks.
I still watch some regular TV shows. Like I do like Watson, and I like
I don't watch anything on television
except
for sports.
What's that one with
me
the
too.
maid who's a smarty?
With the girl from that show.
The
girl from
High Potential.
It's Always Sunny.
Always Sunny.
High Potential.
High Potential. I like that. That's
Love
regular
that show.
TV.
It looks interesting.
You should watch
but
it.
Those network shows, I've said this before, it's like they seem interesting, but then it's just like the same episode every week.
High Potential's good.
High Potential's a different episode every
Because I tried to watch new Magnum PI, and I was like, it was interesting for a minute, and I was but they have a ton of episodes, and I just lose interest.
Higgins, which is just really weird that they made Higgins a female,
you know what
and then
show I
Magnum
watch
and
on
Higgin
cable?
hook up.
that I used to watch on cable. The Office.
Oh yeah.
Woman hater.
Woman-hater.
You're a woman hater. I'm joking.
Yeah. A house full of women. That's why I'm a woman-hater. Let's go to our next segment with Shawn with...
Yeah, I'm starting a new segment called Coming Soon. So where we kind of talk about things that we're all excited about, trailers, things like that. So the first one, obviously, they just came out with a new Superman trailer. This longer version,
extended
version trailer. That was pretty awesome. I thought it was great. I loved the part with the dogs, like the
Crypto was
Crypto.
Yeah, he's like playing with him. He's like he's hurt. He's like jumping on
he's
his
all like
I love that because
Crypto's jumping on him. He's
even
like,
though, because even though he's like he has superpowers, he's just a dog and he wants to play.
Right.
He's jumping all over him and he's like breaking his bones even more than.
than he already was.
It's like, take me home. And it's like,
And I just that
like-
scene where he's like trying to get his cape, and it just made me hurt because he's like reaching over and pulls his cape forward.
well, when the dog still like, he's like, play. He's like, no, home.
Take me home. But when the Fortress of Solitude came out it looked awesome.
Yeah,
That looked really
And then
good.
they
Even
like
Margot
spin
knew what
so
that
that they could
was.
get the sunlight. And I was like, that's badass.
yeah.
Like, oh look, it's the Fortress of Solitude. I'm like, oh, I love you.
It definitely seems like. Which, I mean, what else do we expect from James Gunn?
Yeah.
He's obviously a fan of comic books.
He really is.
So,
Yeah,
like,
he is.
he's doing the stuff that, like, that's, like, true to the comic
Well,
books.
yeah, I
He's
was
not
gonna say,
afraid
you
to be,
can
like,
really tell that he's going off the comic books.
yeah, he's like, like one of, Marvel and things like that, DC, they both, when they do their movies, are like, they want to be gritty, and they're like, no, we can't do silly dog. Like, he's like, no, it's not the comic book, it's part of Superman. We're going to do silly dog. Like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's what I like about James Gunn and his partners in the whole thing. Was it Peter Safran? They're just like, we're gonna do whatever we want, and he's really taken a lot from the comics because he's a fan too, and I love that. I think I'm really excited about everything that he's
When does
doing.
Supergirl World of Tomorrow start?
I'm not sure. I think they're in pre-production. Superman comes out July 11th. That I do know.
That I do know too.
But I don't. Supergirl's not going to come out directly after. They have some other things coming out after, or like shows, I think, and then so it might not be till the next summer. But it's definitely in production. They have the actress and everything.
Yeah, I just think I think a lot of times like Marvel and DC does it too. They just kind of like, oh well, that's too weird to include, or that's too. It's like no, like that's what makes comic books fun. You know, that's what I like. What it seems to be doing with the new Superman. You know, the Man of Steel was good, but it seemed like it was so focused on reality, like gravity instead of the kryptonite and stuff like that. Like just trying to, and it's like. It's a comic book movie. You can be a little silly. You can, that's kind of the fun of it.
Yeah, I'm curious of where it's going to go. I mean, because it was the same trailer, just a little. The Superman being injured was more extended. The rest was exactly the same.
Right.
Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, and Green Lantern. Just that hair.
The bowl cut.
The bowl cut.
It's pretty bad. He's going to be that. It's Nathan Fillion, right?
Yeah, Nathan Fillion.
He's going to be in the Lanterns TV series as well. I saw.
Is he? Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to assume the same character.
Yeah. Guy Gardner.
There's that bowl cut. Every time I see him, I'm like, you know what he looks like? You've seen Tropic Thunder, right?
I love that movie.
Okay, so remember when Ben Stiller's character plays the special needs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You make me happy.
That's the
You can bet you in my head movies.
In my head movies. What's his name? Simple
Jack.
Simple Jack. Simple Jack.
That's what the haircut reminds me of every time I see it.
Yes. Now I'm never going to be able to unsee that. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So what else did you watch?
Other things excited. I think we're all excited about the new Avengers movie where they did that trailer with all the.
You what?
Avengers
movie.
Oh,
Avengers movie. Sorry. Avengers movie where they did all the chairs, all the different actors.
Best part of that was the tiny
the tiny one with Ant-Man.
I didn't watch I know there was a live stream first, and they just showed what Chris Hemsworth's at the beginning,
Robert
right?
Downey Jr.
Was it his first?
Oh
no!
At the very beginning. Yeah, it was on there, and it was on his name for like hours, I think, from what I heard.
Hemsworth,
and then they eventually panned out, and I just saw. I saw some of it. I didn't see all the way.
Yeah, then you didn't miss much. It's just basically them panning down the row, and it's everyone's chair.
Except for they just stop and go down really low.
Oh, I missed out. I didn't watch that far.
It's Paul Rudd.
And then back up.
Oh, that's funny.
But of course, the big shocker was.
Robert Downey Jr. at the end.
Well, no, the X-Men. The original X-Men are coming back.
X-Men are all back.
And I love the little touch goes into the X-Men theme as they get to Professor X.
Closer.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen,
Patrick
Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. It switches, and then it goes to Ian McKellen.
Beast.
James Marsden.
Halle Berry. The guy's doing
Beast, Kelsey Grammer. And it's Alan, who played
Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
I forget his last name.
Which is surprising because he said that he'd
never do it again.
Did it again because he didn't like the makeup. So they must have given some good Disney money for that.
Or he can CGI.
Well, that was right. I was going to say.
That's the other thing. Like
how long has it been since that movie? 20 years since X-Men.
He can now put on like a little suit.
Right. They have the original Mystique.
Oh, that's right.
Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah.
So I just love that they're doing all those.
Yeah. It's great. How are they going to fit all these people into this movie?
I don't think they're done announcing.
It's two.
I don't think they are either.
Because movies, it's Doom.
Yeah,
and
Doomsday.
Yeah, so this is the cast for both movies.
Right, for both.
Can they please go? But they have.
But they did it with the first ones. They had a huge cast. Yeah. They got them all in.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's true.
Now Doom.
Yeah, he's Dr. Doom.
Yes. Where have you been?
I know he's now Dr. Doom, but he was Iron Man.
Now, if you
what the hell?
They had
multiverse,
and they say that
they
say that there was some like released footage that was really good. I watched it, and but they're like saying it was stolen, that it was released, and they said no, this has nothing to do with it. But it was really like convincing. And, the rumor has always been that this is the universe that Hydra took over. And we're going to get Hydra Captain America with Chris Evans, who still says, I'm not in it. I don't know what you're talking about. And it had the Hulks were in a world where, they were trying to get back. And it was She-Hulk, Hulk, and Scar. What is his name?
Scar.
So they were together, and you had a Hydra version of Doctor
This may
Strange.
be a multiverse of Hydra took over.
Yeah.
That's why it
And
may be
in this one,
Doom.
Downey becomes Doom.
instead of
So he's Tony Stark.
He's Stark.
He's Stark versus
becomes
Doom.
But they won't go.
He's not Victor.
They won't
It's not
say
Victor
that
Von
yet.
Doom.
Yeah.
They wouldn't say that though. Yeah.
Right. We'll see.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
It could be that or
Because there were tons of characters that are still around that they didn't announce.
right. Oh yeah, like there was no Spider-Man. There was
No Spider-Man,
There was
no Doctor Strange,
Was there
no
any
Hulk,
Hawkeyes?
no She-Hulk,
they all the original
no Hawk,
X-Men, but they didn't have Wolverine.
no Deadpool, no.
I'm like, I'm thinking they're gonna bring them in. I feel like.
I mean,
They
there was
probably-
no. We still have
Well,
Hawkeye.
we
We still have
also
Hawkeye,
have
the new Hawkeye.
Thunderbolts
Didn't mention the
haven't come out.
Thunderbolts at all in any of those.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were all in there.
Dad. Yeah, it was Yellow.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
All
Yeah,
of those
they're
cast were on
Yeah,
that
they're
list.
right.
Yeah.
The
David
Thunderbolts,
Harbour.
we're gonna have some.
Yeah, the Thunderbolts were in there, you're right. I take that
can't
back.
wait for that though. Thunderbolts. Looks
I mean,
good.
there were characters that were like, okay, and Vincent D'Onofrio, is that right? Yeah, that sounds wrong. Kingpin has already said that he'll never be in any of the movies. He can't
Because the Spider-Man.
because
Sony
Sony
stuff.
still owns the
Right,
rights.
it's contract.
Yeah, Daredevil can be in it, but Kingpin can never be in the movies. Which
sucks.
most likely means they won't put
Out of
Daredevil.
all the why would they care about Kingpin? Like,
Yeah.
out of all the characters
gonna-
to like hold on to,
Hold on
like
to.
no, you can't have this one.
Are we gonna get Agatha's kids?
No.
Not Agatha.
But
I mean,
I don't. You mean
Wanda's?
Wanda's kids? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Just like we won't get Echo.
Yeah.
And then was someone from the Thunderbolts? They were saying that was in the trailer, but then they cut from like the cast list and that. The female.
What, Ghost? Well,
Ghost.
she's on the list of the seats.
Yeah,
So,
so-
she's obviously.
Ghost from Ant-Man.
Man.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm curious to see if they come out with a second announcement. Because, like I said, there's tons of characters that are still around that they didn't mention.
I think they might hold off because I'm thinking
this
that.
is 2 movies.
Well, no,
I think they're going to hold off. So, they gave us
They're going to give like Thunderbolts. They give us people that
We
movies
know
are
they're
coming
still
up.
around,
Like,
yeah.
like Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts. We know their movies are coming, so we knew they're going to be in this.
Right.
So that maybe they're going to put stuff in those movies that will
Surprise us.
Surprise
Yeah.
us. They can then do other.
Because,
events
that's the
later.
other one. Star-Lord. You didn't see Star-Lord
Nope.
there in that list. And he's already, like, in the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, they're like, Star-Lord will be back.
Yeah.
Just
And they-
Star-Lord though.
Yeah, they said just Star-Lord, but, so we still have a ton of people that they can announce, and they can make a second announcement.
Yeah, I think they're probably just holding off because if you notice, other than the X-Men, all the rest ones were like, well, duh.
Well, yeah.
That movie's coming up. Like we knew they were going to be in there.
We'll surprise them with the X-Men, but the rest of them are like, they're going to be in
Right.
Yeah. But it's still really cool.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll start get back on track because
Let's
recently
hope
they've
that
been horrible.
next movie's coming out. Thunderbolt, Fantastic
Thunderbolts
Five.
looks really good. I'm looking forward
I'm
to
looking
it.
forward to that. But like after like Doomsday, it's gonna start rebooting back.
Well,
to
Doomsday's the
old
last
way.
one. We get to Secret Wars first.
Secret Wars. Let's hope like after Thunderbolts and on is now introducing their new, what do they call them? Their timelines? What is it? Their, oh my god.
Their phases.
Phases. Hopefully this is introducing,
Well,
is this a new phase?
So the problem was that they had their phases mapped out, and then because of what happened with that one actor, they
Had to
swapped out
switch
their
it.
phases and changed it, and like now we have storylines that just end that mean nothing because. I mean, they basically killed Ant-Man Quantum, although the movie killed Ant-Man Quantum.
Right.
But it also the Loki season 2, was it 2 or 3?
Yeah,
Yeah, season 2. I mean, except for the fact at the end kind of killed that storyline.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but let's
I
hope this
I
gets
just
back
don't
on track.
understand why they killed the Kang storyline when he's a multiverse character and you made Mr. Fantastic John Krasinski in one movie, but now he's going to be Papa Hemingway. What's his name?
I think it was a combination of two things. I think
Daddy Pascal?
Papa Pascal.
No, it's
Yeah.
Daddy Pascal.
Oh, Daddy Pascal.
I don't know. I think
Could have
the
changed
real
the
life
actors.
situation with Kang gave them a loophole to get out of it because I think the Kang stuff wasn't going the way they wanted. I think
Oh,
that
so
was
you think the storyline, the actual interest in the storyline?
yeah. I think those movies were all the King Tiny movies weren't doing well.
I think they just
and I
wanted
think they
to
went.
introduce the multiverse a little more with him, and then they're like, "Oh, this isn't working. Let's do it a different way."
Yeah, I
like
think-
Deadpool and Wolverine. Wolverine did amazing introducing the multiverse.
That's how they should have introduced
That's
the
how it
multiverse,
should have
not
gone.
that stupid Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think it was like the real life situation where the actor gave them a way to pivot and go, hey, break glass,
Deadpool and Wolverine.
break glass.
So by the actor being an asshole, they're like, hey, got our out.
So far, Marvel's doing
Worked
good
out
with
for us.
Deadpool and Wolverine. I have not seen the Captain America movie though. That's the only thing.
Brave New World.
Brave New World.
It doesn't really lead into anything.
But
It was more of a wrap up of
Incredible Hulk 2.
But I think they are getting back on track.
I hope so.
Because that's another name you didn't see in your list, Ford.
Yeah.
I mean, we just introduced him as the Red Hulk, and then we're like, now we're just going to lock him up forever? No.
Yeah, no, I think, I think they're just probably one of, Marvel likes to put those things after movies, little teaser trailers. So they're probably leaving that open to be able to put those
They
in the
also
movies.
probably haven't told Tom Holland, so Tom Holland's just gonna.
Because Tom Holland's already saying that, after Spider-Man 3, he wants to take a break for
Isn't he engaged?
Brand new day.
He is now engaged
He is engaged.
to
Zendaya.
Mary Jane.
Zendaya.
Zendaya.
Nice.
And Zendaya,
Nice.
Zendaya's still
Nice.
working. Zendaya's still working. He took a break, didn't he? He took a break from
So
working for like a year.
they're not really taking a break. They do their own stuff, but their rule is
No, Tom Holland took a break from like the media and everything for a year. That's what I'm saying.
a year. I don't think it's been a year.
It was
has
like
it?
maybe 6 months. He took a
Their rule
long
is
break.
that they don't go with each other to their things
Yes.
because it's their thing.
Yes.
So they don't want to take like the limelight away from like Zendaya, who's up for an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't go because they don't want to be like, hey, it's Tom Holland. Click, look over here.
Right.
They wanted
to
to-
ask him about the new
Zendaya,
Spider-Man
right.
movie or something. Right.
So, and then when it's Tom Holland's thing, Zendaya does something else. Doesn't go. Which is pretty cool.
Probably a good idea.
That's a good balance.
Any other movies?
So don't know how I feel about this one, but did you guys see the new Tron trailer that came out? Because they're doing another Tron movie. Yeah, I don't know. I thought the second one was just so I didn't know there was enough juice to the third one.
And no one's back. I mean, except for Jeff Bridges. They still keep bringing that man back.
Yeah.
I'm like, are they going to CGI him again so that he's the younger Jeff Bridges?
I don't know.
I saw that and I'm like, oh, God.
And now it looks like the Tron universe is coming in on the real world.
The real world is
So it's like
colliding.
real world gets attacked by the Tron universe.
I'll give it a chance. I gave Tron Legacy a chance. Is that what it's
I've
called?
never
Yeah.
seen a Tron.
I've never seen a Tron either.
Any?
Anything?
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
I've been on the Tron ride.
The first Tron's good. The second one
Oh,
was.
you've never seen any Tron?
Still no.
It didn't change in the 5
Did that change in the 5 seconds you just asked me? No.
No, Jared just watched all of the Trons in that 5 seconds.
I don't know why that shocks me.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it'd probably be something I'd like. I just never.
Yeah.
Because was there only just one original Tron?
One original Tron and then
back in the
sequel back
80s?
80s.
Yeah. And then now they're doing a trilogy.
Trilogy.
At least, well,
At
so
least,
far,
yeah.
a trilogy.
All I know about Tron is it's this little motorcycle that he rides, and you're like,
That's
what?
not Tron. Tron was a character. Tron was portrayed by Bruce
What is
Boxleitner.
it, Tron? Hold on, let me see.
That is the motorcycle zone, yes.
Yeah, the
Okay.
movies are in it, the light cycles, but the movie's not about the light cycle. That's just one of the games
So
they
that's
play.
all I see about Tron
Yeah,
is that
maybe
little
I'll
light
have to
cycle.
watch it.
That's all I know
Yeah,
about
I'm sure I'd
Tron.
like it.
It's
So
called
I'm sure you'd like
Disneyland.
at least the first one.
Yeah.
The second one was
That's
okay,
Disneyland.
but the first one, especially for the 80s, was really good.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, it doesn't age well. You see the original, you're like, ooh.
Oh, no.
The special effects do not age well. The last thing I want to talk about is they just like all of a sudden dropped that The Last of Us Season 2 comes out like this month.
April 13th.
Yeah.
I literally went over that the last episode.
No, you said it was like somewhere in the future, but they literally just dropped it. It was in April, like a couple weeks ago.
I'm pulling up my
Did it came
notes.
out already?
No,
April 13th.
Okay,
So,
but
like, in 10
the
days
last
or,
time I went over it,
next week.
because you're old, I have here Last of Us Season 2, Max, April 13th.
I remember you talking
I
about
went
that.
over
didn't you?
it. I have it in my notes.
Okay.
I did tell
That means
you.
I wasn't paying
It
attention.
means you weren't paying attention because you were bored, because all I was talking about was the shows I watch.
I'm sorry, what'd you
Jared
say?
literally muted me while I was going over
What?
it.
Well-
So,
Well,
Oh my God, wait, when did you get on this podcast?
It's like,
see how
She's still here. Yeah.
Didn't you leave?
April 13th.
Yeah.
But they're going to do it one episode a week, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They don't just drop all of them.
Yeah, you see how they
for
treat me
Max.
on this podcast? They don't pay attention to
So
what I
I'm probably going to wait at least
people are
until
talking.
half the season, probably.
So you don't
Because
go.
I don't want to wait. Like, I want to watch.
Yeah.
I still need to finish this.
I'll wait till a few of them build up.
Yeah, same.
And then, yeah.
But okay,
But I'm excited because it looks like they're going to take this one a little slower, which is good. Because it's based on the second video game, but they already said they're stretching at least 2 to 3 seasons. So they're
good.
like, it's good. I think because they're also working on a third video game, so they're going to give enough time for that third video game to come out and get more content. But
Probably release them at the same time or something. Try and do that.
I still like. I love the video games and like the
are they going
first.
to kill Pascal in this one?
Huh?
Are they going to kill Pascal in this one?
Do you guys want me to ruin it for you?
Well, I mean, I've played the second game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
yes,
asking.
they better.
I know. Well, that's why I'm like.
If they go, so that's what happens in the game.
Literally the very
Literally the
first few
first
minutes.
scene
Yeah. It's like
is
one of the-
him getting killed.
Yeah. It sets
That's
up
what it's
like the
like.
whole thing.
That's
Are
I'm
they
like-
gonna kill Pascal because he's in the photos?
Well, he's in the phone.
Yeah, he's
it's
of course. But he's one of the biggest
Are
actors
they gonna kill
in the
Daddy
world right now.
Pascal?
Well, okay,
Probably.
so
Look at how many other
but
things he's
they'll
doing.
probably do what they just did with Paradise.
Like
He could be in their flashbacks.
flashbacks.
Because
Right.
True.
because the second game is set like
Future.
way a couple years, like somewhere like 5, 6
she's
years.
more
something
like
that.
in her 20s, isn't it? When she
No,
starts.
she's she's like her early 20s.
Yeah, early 20s.
And she was like what, like 10, 11?
10, 11 when
Yeah, so it's like
but they
a
flashback a lot.
so it's
which
like
is what
about a
they'll do
decade in
this
that
So
town.
they're gonna flashback. They flashbacked in the video games.
They did a little bit. In the video games, they probably could do more in the show just to
Right.
use Pascal,
I mean,
but because there's like about 10 years
That
now
dude
when she
is
grows up.
so
and-
busy right now.
That's what I was saying. Look how many other projects
I mean,
he's got.
Fantastic
Now he's
Four,
part of
plus he
Marvel.
still
So
has the Mandalorian still going on. And
yeah, I don't.
they're supposed to be making that movie, isn't it? The next season is a movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which one?
But he only does the voiceovers now. He's not even in the suit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
unless he takes the helmet off. which
Unless he
does
takes the
lie
helmet
now.
off. Yeah.
Which was his like
But if it's
big
just his-
complaint in the first one,
Right.
And then they finally went, okay, fine, we'll take it off. And then he's like, can I just do voiceover for this one?
Right. Yeah. If he has the mask on, the character has the mask on, he's just doing
Can I just not be
voiceovers.
there?
Yeah.
Smart man. But yeah, no, that's the one thing I didn't like about one thing I had a little problem with the first season was they rushed it. The video game had a lot more content, but
Yeah,
because they wanted to like make sure they had season 2, they kind of
That's
packed it full.
What kind of threw me off is I thought since the first game had so much that they were going to split that up into 2 seasons. And then when it ended with her being at the hospital and then them driving away, I'm like, oh, they just rushed. They just cut a lot so well. But I mean, it's gameplay. I mean, they just cut out the gameplay, which makes sense.
They did, but they could have kept a lot. Like, there's a lot of emotional impact that didn't hit as hard. Like the scene with the dad and the son in the, the sun turns. Like, there's a little more in the game. You like had like a long journey with them, so you had more attachment to them. And
I'm like, wait, they kept that in the show.
They
you
did,
mean
but,
the,
like,
the extended when they were actually traveling.
yeah,
with them.
it hit more
They
impact.
rushed it.
Same thing with like, I don't know. I think people are gonna be like, because it's Pascal, but like, I don't know. I don't feel like people watching the first season are as attached to the 2 characters, and so his death might not hit as hard in the beginning of the second season.
It's the Dobby syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah, I never played any of the games, but I mean, yeah, I would definitely be more okay with is the character's name Joel, right?
Joel.
Yeah.
Joel dying than Ellie.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people are more attached to her,
Yeah.
or at least I am in that show. Like, I wouldn't want, if she died, I'd be like,
I'm done.
I'm done. Yeah, but he's like, yeah.
This is
That's like,
stupid.
I mean, that's sort of just coming from me. I've never played the games, just going off the first season.
Exactly. So you kind of
Yeah.
So you just watching the show, you're not as attached to Joel. Like,
Right.
and they had a lot of like slow moments in the game where you're like there's this like one really famous scene in the game where they just like walk out and then there's like these giraffes walking across and like they have this like really touching moment because she's never seen giraffes. Because she's been like locked in that town since the beginning, and so she's like, "What are those?" And they have this like big touching moment about seeing wildlife. And so like they have like more of a connection that you don't get in the show. So like,
Sure.
Well, the whole episode with the gay couple. I mean, that wasn't in the game.
No, they actually extended that. That was a lot more. That was you only got that storyline if you went and read all the little notes everywhere.
Yeah.
But
which that was a great episode.
Oh, that was a great
Nick
episode.
Offerman.
Yeah.
That was
they actually put a lot more into that storyline
when you when you catch up to the present and you're like, oh,
yeah,
right.
It is sad, but it was a great episode.
Yeah. So I'm excited though because I think they're going to slow it down a little bit. I think they've got enough. They got enough hype from the first season that they can take a little more time and not have to be like action scene after action scene. So because there's a lot of story they can tell in the second video game. So
now you just said that's the final one I want to talk about, but I didn't once hear Naked Gun.
Oh, sorry. That's right. That's what you want to talk about.
I want to talk about Naked Gun with rebooting the Naked Gun. Did anybody know about this?
I did not know about that.
I didn't know about it until I saw the
big trailer.
I didn't even see the trailer. I just saw the poster.
Yeah. You didn't watch the trailer?
No, not yet. I'll watch it.
It's a teaser, basically. It's not a trailer, but
it's funny.
It starts out with basically like there's a standoff going out of a bank, and this little tiny girl in a schoolgirl outfit is like walking by with a little lollipop, and they're like, "No, girl, stop!" And she goes into the bank, and it's literally a little girl playing the character, and they're like, "What do you want?" They're shooting aiming the guns at her. She's like, and they takes a mask off. it's Liam Neeson. It's taller.
That's hilarious.
Like in a schoolgirl outfit.
He's still in a schoolgirl outfit.
So he's like wearing this little skirt and a little button-up shirt, and he basically takes them out with a lollipop, and that's like introducing, and then it cuts to them in the station, and it's all the actors from the first Naked Guns on the pictures on the wall, and all their like
even OJ
character. So it's like. First, it starts with Liam Neeson looking at Leslie Nielsen. Wow, that's weird. Liam Nielsen and Leslie Nielsen. And he's like... Liam Neeson
yep.
and Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm doing this for you, father.
And they're like,
it's me, Frank Drebin Jr.
Oh, he's always his son. So he's not.
And then you have the next... What's it? It's
the captain?
Actor. Yeah, the captain. And the actor, I know the actor, I can't think of his name, but it's like, it's like, I miss you, father. And then it goes to like this black guy standing there, and it's a picture of OJ, and he's like, no, I'm not doing this.
That's hilarious. I'll watch that after this.
But it's like a whole line of all these cops and everything, and then the pictures of the original cast members on there in front of it. It was good. I can't wait. And it's produced by Seth MacFarlane, so it should be pretty good.
It should be pretty love those movies. So
when's it coming out? Because it's obviously this year.
Yeah, it's this summer.
Okay, yeah, this is around the corner.
I do have to say that I was looking at the list of movies coming out this year, and one or two were original movies. Everything is a remake or a sequel.
Welcome to Hollywood. Ideas.
Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park. You had the Naked Gun. I was like, is anything new?
And Jurassic Park, and they're not even like doing. They're almost like rebooting Jurassic Park back to the original, because like the Jurassic World was more like
take off,
like the park was real, like was like now they're going back to the island again, like they're almost going back to the original movies again, like
that's what I kind of liked about Jurassic World with Chris Pratt. They did the tribute when they go to the other side of the island. You're like, oh. It's the original park, and you get to see the cars, and you're like, oh, nostalgia.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, you can end it here. You can stop now in the movie. Stop making them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But nope. They're going to keep going.
Right.
Of course.
With Black Widow in the lead of that one.
No, wait. That wasn't Black Widow? Wait, what are we talking about?
That wasn't Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson's in the new Jurassic Park.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
The new Jurassic
that one.
No, the new Jurassic Park. She's going to be the lead role in that one.
Yeah, I watched the trailer.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things like I might see it if I'm bored on a weekend, but I'm not like super excited for it.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
So moving to our next segment. This will be our final segment, and this is Jerod. Jerod, take it away.
Okay, we're going to be doing something a little different. It's something I've been wanting to do on the podcast since Chris and I first started Hardcover Hideout way back when. We're going to do a fantasy draft. And we're going to do it with comedy movies. So we're each going to take a turn, and it'll be 4 rounds, and we're going to try and build our best comedy movie team. We'll be going in a standard, or not a standard, but we're going in a snake style draft. So whoever goes first, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, and so on. It'll make sense, Tasha. I know you're confused.
Thank you.
Okay. So you got your lists, and
I do.
I got it.
So it's comedy movies from any all-time favorite comedy movies from any era, and we're trying to build our top 4.
So,
okay?
quick question.
Yeah.
No, how are these being voted on? How will we get points?
So
We're posting a poll on.
we will post
Instagram?
it. We'll put it on our social media on Hardcover Hideout, and What's My Lane Again? Whatever.
And
Facebook,
we can do it on our personals as well.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll have it vote. We'll have our followers, listeners vote on which one they think is the best group of movies.
Okay.
And then we will, on our next show, we will
And that's the winner.
Announce.
Thanks. That was a hard word to come up
I
with.
just
Sorry.
said announce the winner, and you
Right.
looked at
We
me
will-
like I was stupid.
Not necessarily the next
Yeah.
show. It might be the
next-
show after.
Yeah. Well,
once we get
on
a certain amount.
an upcoming show, we will announce the winners, and then we'll just keep a running tally if we decide to do this again, and
All right.
just for fun.
We'll just,
fun.
we
Okay.
should hang up a
Sounds fun.
whiteboard in here just for points.
Well, he's
for
got
every
a
single game.
right there.
No, I mean like every single game we play on this podcast, we should just have
Just keep a scoreboard.
for
Yeah,
every single who
should.
wins every single
Yeah, but
thing.
okay. All right, Tasha, Shawn, Chris, Jerod.
Okay, Tasha, what's your first pick?
My first pick. You guys ready? You're all gonna be like, oh God, Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's your first pick?
That's my first pick.
All right.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay. Going with
It's a
a very
good
modern.
comedy.
I'm not saying it's not. This is definitely a very modern movie.
Yeah,
I'm not going to rush him whenever
I
you.
got Deadpool and Wolverine.
So I got to keep in mind that we're having everyone vote.
Yes.
So
Right, so there's a couple ways you could do it. You could either pick your favorites or what you think people will vote for.
right.
Just because we've already talked about it, I don't want anybody to take it. I'm going to take Tropic Thunder.
Good job.
Damn it.
Love that movie. It's very quotable.
No, stop.
Could not be made in today's world, but.
They're making a sequel.
Then we get to see.
Are they really?
They are.
Very good to them.
I think they could because that was the whole point. The point of that was to be funny. The point of that was to be. It's very offensive.
I just love that movie.
I'm going to take Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
That was on my list as well.
Darn it.
And now Jerry gets the next 2 picks.
I get the next 2 picks.
What are you picking?
My first pick,
Okay.
because the rug really tied the room together, will be The Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski. Good one.
My second pick will be Super Troopers.
So the next pick will be Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my pick, I'm going to take Office Space.
I almost said that one. I almost said that one.
Dang it. It's a good one.
That's a good
I
one.
love that movie. I almost said that one instead. Okay.
Sean.
Shawn?
I'm going to take the oldie but goodie Ghostbusters.
Tasha?
I'm
You get 2 picks in a row.
gonna first pick Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I knew who was gonna take that one.
I knew what you were. I knew which one you were talking about. I knew you were gonna take it.
And then I'll take White Chicks.
Oh.
White
That's
Chicks.
a
All right.
good one. I totally forgot about White Chicks.
I'm gonna just because I know the people that are picking in this room. I'm gonna say Shaun of the Dead.
I have it on my
I don't
list, but
have
I
it.
didn't put it in my top 10 because
come on.
that's more horror.
No, it's a comedy.
You chased me around with a bit of wood.
But I think I will go with Spaceballs.
My next pick will be Superbad.
Oh, good.
So great.
on my list,
None of you have what I have.
And then you get that was the last one, right?
That's the last pick, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And my last one is an oldie, Young Frankenstein.
Hey, that's on my list too.
Rolling in the hay.
Okay, Dad, what's your last pick?
My last one is sort of like a not many people know about, but one of my favorite movies, Euro Trip.
Great one.
Good one.
Worst twins ever.
All right, I'm gonna throw one on here that probably once again people don't really know about, but it's probably my favorite comedy of all time, which is The Birdcage.
Oh,
I love
that's a good
Birdcage.
one.
You suck.
You just watched that last night.
Yeah, I did because my wife and I both love that movie. It's great.
I'm in between like two movies. You know what? Give me Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect. All right.
With Jimmy Fallon? Oh, is that what that? No, that's Fever Pitch.
That's Fever Pitch.
Pitch Perfect is the singing one.
What's your name?
Anna Kendrick.
Anna
It
Kendrick.
doesn't take very long. So that was our fantasy comedy draft.
So let's go over
Review.
So Tasha,
Yep.
her picks are Deadpool and Wolverine, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, White Chicks, and Pitch Perfect. Shawn has Tropic Thunder, Ghostbusters, Shaun of the Dead, and Birdcage.
Love Birdcage.
Chris is Monty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail.
Just Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Holy Grail, whatever.
Search.
Chris has Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Office Space, Spaceballs, and Euro Trip. And I have The Big Lebowski, Super Troopers, Superbad, and Young Frankenstein.
Oh, this can go
See,
many ways.
I'm going with between Shawn and Jerod.
Because
Jared's got the classics.
Yeah.
Shawn's got some of the real funny ones.
And then I have the
Tasha
Young Crowd.
has like some of the popular newer ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially with Deadpool and White Chicks.
right.
White Chicks.
You
I
might
just
lose it
watched
on. You might lose it with Pitch Perfect.
I know. It's funny though.
So-
Pitch Perfect is funny, but
I don't know. So I think certain demographic might really like Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
So some on my list.
So I'm gonna post it on my personal.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in between Jumanji, Crazy Rich Asians, and Pitch Perfect.
Some of mine that I didn't pick or that
Lego
didn't get
Batman.
picked. Step Brothers, My Cousin Vinny,
Surprise on mine.
Yes.
Talladega Nights, and Wayne's World.
I had Lego Batman.
I don't like Will Ferrell. I don't like his movies.
No, you don't.
So they wouldn't have been in mine.
Yeah.
The only Will Ferrell movie I had on here was Elf.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had Step Brothers on one. That's the only Will Ferrell movie I really enjoy. Step
Okay,
Brothers.
so my top 12 that I had the asterisk was Princess Bride, Spaceballs, Holy Grail, Goonies, Scott Pilgrim,
Oh, Goonies.
Office Space, Euro Trip, Dogma, Mallrats, Tropic Thunder, and Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
I was trying to pick a Kevin Smith movie, but I was like, I can't just pick one. I don't know which one to.
And when I made this list, I tried to like actor or director pick at least one of theirs.
Yeah.
That's why I did Uncle Buck. I mean, I did
yeah, there
Great
you go.
Outdoors.
Great
I did-
Outdoors.
so many John Candy movies.
I'm surprised you didn't put. I have Planes, Trains, and Automobiles on mine. On my list. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I have it on mine.
Yeah, I love that one.
I mean,
You
like I
scratch
said,
your balls.
I have 62 on here.
So
Yeah.
my top 10 was
I did put Shaun of the
Ghostbusters,
Dead.
Birdcage, Tropic Thunder, I Love You Man. Shaun of the
Oh,
Dead.
that's a good one.
I Love You Man, so good. Shaun of the Dead, Office Space, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. This one just has a soft spot because I'm a football fan. Waterboy. I love
Okay.
Waterboy. The Hangover, Step Brothers.
See, Adam Sandler, I kept Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Although I was thinking, I also like Big Daddy. I love Waterboy.
I love Waterboy. It just it speaks to me as a football fan.
My
so.
top 11 were Clueless, Pitch Perfect, Scott Pilgrim, Bullet Train, 10 Things I Hate About You, Crazy Rich
That's
Asians,
comedy?
White. Which one?
God.
Which one?
Bullet Train?
Yeah, that's a comedy.
Have you seen it?
Kinda. It's an action comedy.
Oh my
thing.
god,
action
watch
comedy.
Bullet Train. I've watched it like 5 times in a row.
Crazy Rich Asians, White Chick, Deadpool and Wolverine, Miss Congeniality, Lego Batman, and Jumanji.
They go Batman.
Is Jumanji? I don't think Jumanji is a comedy.
Comedy.
No. Just
an
because Robin
action
Williams
comedy.
in it doesn't make it a comedy.
No, I think she's probably talking about the more current.
Oh, you talking about the more current one?
Yes.
Yeah, the current one's definitely.
With The Rock?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, The Rock, Karen Gilligan.
You guys went to the old one.
Yeah.
not really a
You said
comedy.
Jumanji. I didn't even think about the new ones. Even I saw the.
Okay, well, I'm
was
looking forward to seeing
like the
what
results.
our scores will be and
Yeah.
who's going to win this
Who
thing.
loses?
You can't.
Look for all of our social medias, and it will be on there so you can vote.
Yeah.
This was nice. Everyone talking to you is an enjoyment. Yeah. Is it weird?
It was swell.
It was swell.
Well,
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at What's My Lane Again, all one word, and our friends over at hardcover_hideout, and make sure to watch out so you can vote on who you think wins the bracket. Don't forget to rate and comment on whatever platform you are listening on. See you next episode when we ask,
What's my lane again?
Completely unqualified pop culture opinion.